Hello! I wanted to talk about another game, and this time it's Beyond Two Souls. Even my usual start of my videos doesn't really work out, since there are two things wrong with it. I said I wanted to talk about another game. The wanted is more I just had to after playing it. And calling it a game is generous. For the most part, this is a movie interrupted by a few quick-time events and choices. Quick-time events that fail more often than not, since the controls are very clunky and most of the time it doesn't matter too much. The outcome is just a slightly more bruised protagonist, and I kind of didn't care at some point. I can't show you too much gameplay since I can't save. I have an autosave, and playing everything again to have more scenes doesn't really matter in this case. The story is presented not chronologically, which doesn't help the narrative all that much, but helps confuse the player. Combining movies with games was at some point seen as the next big thing, and just like movies about games, it didn't work out all that great. Most of the time, these two genres are too different. A movie needs a certain pacing and it's going into one direction. A game is interactive, or it should be, and things we do in the game should matter. I guess that's why most of my failures to commit the quick-time events in the right order didn't really matter for the outcome. Also, if you have a game that is more a movie than a game, the story and the characters matter more. Now, characters matter most of the times in games. Think about Super Mario Bros. And if these two weren't Italian plumbers but German accountants, would the game still be as funny? Food for thoughts. I will give a short breakdown of the story, and there's a timestamp for everyone who wants to play this and be surprised, so spoilers now. The shady government makes two psychic gifted people breed, and our protagonist is the result. Since her mother has second thoughts about giving up her baby, she is drugged after taking away the child and lives as a vegetable in a mental institution. The little girl is given to a foster family to monitor her growth and which abilities she would gain. The abilities, if you want to call it that, is a second soul attached to her own, a kind of ghost named Aiden that can float around her and can use telekinesis or something similar to move objects. Also, the girl can see what Aiden can see. Since Aiden is also a free spirit of its own, she gets in trouble and the parents give their child to a science institute. Which was planned anyway at some point, since all of this is an evil government plan from the get-go, so... The girl gets in various situations going up, is forced to join the CIA, gets some assignments. The last one is a long mission to kill some warlord who turns out to be an elected president. She leaves the CIA, is marked a traitor, gets hunted. Then we get some filler episodes that feel like a spin-off. Her living with homeless people, her meeting some Native Americans whose ancestors happened to summon some angry spirit, and since ghosts are her thing, she helps. After that, she finds out about her mother, visits that empty shell the government left behind, and is afterwards captured and roped into yet another mission. That's the gist of it. I haven't finished the game, so that's as far as I got. All the stuff is very episodical. One of the more ludicrous episodes is her having to go to the birthday party of the daughter of someone who works at the institute. Then she gets treated badly as if she was a witch, and then we get her Carrie moment, where she almost burns down the house, giving her a clear hint to not join any outside the Institute activity. Chronologically, next episode is her now a 16-year-old goth girl who wants to meet her friends. And what friends that could be is anyone's guess. She wants to meet them at some bar and sneaks out of the Institute for that. I missed the attempted rape scene since I left the bar early. It was way too stupid. And how did she even develop that goth face? Isolated as she was. TV? Nothing makes sense. Anyway, the controls are clunky as hell and I missed almost every quick-time event in the action scenes because of that. But aside from the CIA training, where you are supposed to learn the mechanics for later, you don't need to get this right. At the end of each round, you see the statistics of how many people choose this or that. And for the most part, it's not only meaningless, I would also bet many people didn't even realize there was an alternative. This statistic is a very good example of this. You are more or less seated on that motorbike. I didn't even see any other option. And once you arrived in the town with that motorbike, well, there is no other way out than to wreak havoc. So these statistics are more or less completely pointless. Let's have a short look at the gameplay in my current round.
It's completely deserted! You sure it's here?
We're right on top of the coordinates.
The storm's getting worse! What do we do now?
Hey, Jody, ask Aiden to find a shelter somewhere.
You hear that, Aiden?
So I can use Aiden to look around while I'm connected to the main character here.
You're freezing out here. Could you please find somewhere we can hide?
In this case I need to find a hideout. I don't really think that's a big deal.
There's a house over there!
Got it! Let's go!
As we can see, this is pretty dull for a game. I have to move to the house. We are on a secret mission. In the south of the Soviet Union. So I really don't know why this is looking like Siberia, but I don't think whoever created that did know any better. As you can see, I needed to press the left mouse button. That's
Just a goddamn
the game.
Our informer duped us. That's what happened. better get moving before they have to dig our frozen dead asses out of here.
3 days, walking on ice, eating snow, for nothing. Fuck! Find the asshole that sent us here.
Hey! I'm sick and tired of hearing you complaining. That's all you have to say, then shut the fuck up!
You guys, I'm freezing. You think maybe we could build a fire first and argue later?
She's right. Set up camp here till the storm blows over. I'll contact HQ and get instructions.
So now we can walk around in this hut, and we get a sign when we can interact with something. Like
Let me try.
this here.
Damn, all this stuff is soaking.
We better find something. We don't want to make it through the night.
Yeah, not quite sure what that did, but
I'm gonna go out. I'm desperate for a pee.
yeah, that's the right... Oh, wait. Yeah, as I said, the controls are a little clunky. Yes, please close it. Ah. You can always go into Aiden's view and he can manipulate things. These blue things mean there is something you can do.
Fucking genius. Give me 5, Vince. Did you see that, Jody?
Yeah. Yeah, great work, guys.
Well, like helping these two getting the fire running, and now I probably could go out and search for the toilet or create some yellow snow. So yeah, that's the game. It's not necessarily something I would call a game. The narrative is important. You need a good story for something like this. And at its core there is a good story. If this was a movie, they would have to cut out quite a lot of these episodes, so it would be a good narrative flow. The pacing needed to be way faster for a real movie, and the main character needed to be more fleshed out too. So all these things would have helped the game itself too. All of this is very disappointing. I really wanted to talk about this. This game is not a disaster. It's actually interesting to see the story develop for a while at least, until it gets too all over the place. The real downer are the controls. I didn't enjoy that one bit. All things considered, I can't recommend this game, but if you have a soft spot for these kind of games, it's not all bad. That's all for now. Until next time, bye bye.